in there too. We're gonna record, John. You can do whatever you want, man. You ain't got in there yet, huh? Nice. Hey, that's a good opportunity for him, though.
I'm locked in.
You're eating a fucking pizza.
I'm just missing all this good stuff.
A cookout.
So how did you find boxing, though? Like, I know you said that you've been fighting your whole life, but okay, so you play football, you running track.
I'm gonna tell you how I really.
Tell us.
All right, come on.
Well, how did I find? We passed by who's in the process of moving, and we passed by Two Gloves Boxing Gym.
Moving where? Moving from Oakland
St. Alice.
to where?
We moved to Oak Cliff.
Okay.
So we passed by the gym, and I was like, "Well, let's stop there," because I was like the boxing. So I said, "Let's stop there." So we stopped there. We went up in there. I boxed there for what, a month, and they took me over to GTO, and I started boxing there. That's when I met my homeboy John over here. Shout out to the real partner. Right here. You know what I'm saying?
What's good, John? We got love for John. We got love for John.
And then I guess I outgrew GTO, so they took me over to Forney Boxing Club. Then Forney taught me all I knew. So now I'm over here at Josh Gym. Take me to the next level.
Nice.
Big news coming soon.
We're gonna talk about that. Trust me, we won't get into that. I'm excited to talk about
Shout
that.
out to every club before that's helped you get this way, huh?
Oh, shout out to Coach Fernando.
Coach Fernando,
Shout out to Preach.
We got love for all of them. We always pay respects to how we got to where we got. Let's get into the most important people in your life then, throughout this journey. One of them you already mentioned is your brother. Tell us about your brother.
As everybody know him as Fast Money Hank.
Is he your age, close to your age?
He 21. I'm 20. He played a big role in my life though. You know, we grew up close, like our whole family close.
Uh-huh.
So when he passed away, so it's like it rolled off on us a different way. So I gotta grind, keep his name alive.
How long ago was that?
He been dead, what, 3 years now? 3 years.
And if so, let me ask you this: did you learn something from it?
Yes, I turned my life all the way around.
So
Like, I'm not in the streets no more.
before that happened, you was living totally different.
Oh, I was living a different life. It was different. I was in the streets every day, rarely going to practice. Now, since my brother passed away, I did a whole 360. I'm trying to get my mama out the hood.
Okay.
And so now you in the gym, now you grinding, and a lot of your discipline and your reason for doing it has to do with your brother's legacy.
Yes.
And what about Milo's legacy? Is that a part of this too?
Yes, it's part of this too.
Okay. So, 18 fights. All of them amateur, obviously. The goal, of course, is to go pro, right? So what does the next year, 2 years, look like for Mylo? What do you hope to accomplish? Where do you want to be?
Well, I want to be in the next 2 years.
What is this next
I
year
wanna-
look like for you? What you going to be doing?
I need to be a national champ by next year.
National champ.
National champ. I need to be ranked it. You know what I'm saying? Number 1. Not on number 2, number 1.
And at what weight? Tell the people again so they know how to...
Oh, what weight class? 39 and 32.
So you're going to do 132?
I'm going to drop to 132. Y'all believe me.
Can he drop to 132, John?
Damn, time will tell.
We got to get to 135.
Okay.
Time will tell.
Okay, so you got 18 fights. We know a lot of fighters because we're in the boxing community, right? We know guys that are multinational champs, Golden Glove champs, and what it took to actually get there. And you got to spar and share the ring with a lot of them. So out of the fights that you have so far, what is your most memorable? What is the one that you remember the most?
Golden Gloves.
Golden Glove.
Which go?
My open Golden Gloves.
And that was
They
this.
cheated me. They robbed me real bad.
Explain to us how they robbed you, though.
I outboxed him. You know, I had more skill. My skill level was higher than his. I had more cleaner punches. You know, the ref had their favorites. The judges had their favorites, so that's what won.
So is that one the most memorable to you because you just think, oh man, I got robbed?
No, it's because I lost.
That wasn't. Was that your first loss?
No. But that was the loss that really almost broke me down.
So most guys I talk to, it's always their very first loss that they remember the most. But that's not the one you remember the most.
Nah, I don't care about that one.
Do you remember your first loss?
Yeah.
How many fights did you have when you had your first
I
loss?
was what? I was 10-0 when I had.
Okay, so you was on a winning.
No,
You
y'all
was
on
on
a
a winning
winning
streak.
streak.
You was feeling good. You was
Yeah.
helping people. And
But I
you-
ain't care 'cause it was a novice fight. When I turned open, I was expected to go farther
Yeah.
than what I did. I ain't go farther, so y'all almost broke me down. I wanted to quit boxing, but
That first loss didn't bother you?
nah, it ain't bother me.
So out of all the people that you fought, is there any that you remember was the most exciting fight, best fight you'd have ever been in? And if you remember, I want to know.
It was
his name.
T-Mac fight, Tower Club.
Okay. Shout out to T-Mac.
Shout out to T-Mac.
Hidden Gym.
Yeah.
Man, he had us feel like we was already pro, man. The spotlight was on us. I
You
like
lost?
T-Mac. Nah, I won that.
Okay.
I won that. That was unanimous decision.
And so why do you feel like that was one of your best fights? Was it just the overall performance, or just because where you was at and how they made you feel?
Both my performance and where I was at.
Unanimous decision.
Unanimous. And
Okay.
it was like 2 knockdowns.
What is the hardest fight you ever been in? You remember that one?
I fought this guy named Brandon. He caught me with a good punch.
Brandon, what's the last name? What's the last name?
I can't tell.
Do we have the video? Does anybody have the video so I can rewatch that?
Nah. He caught me with a good one.
Was it unanimous decision or split decision?
I really don't know, but we still go back and forth to this day about who won. He say he won. I looked at the scorecard. I know I won, but
You trying to fight him again?
he too big right now. He at 47. I'm not going that high.
Well, we can always use him as a sparring partner if you want to come over here, Brandon.
That nigga walk around 170, 160.
Yeah, no, never mind. We ain't gonna do that. What was your most embarrassing moment at a fight?
Why you do that, bro?
Come on. I don't know this.
Why you do that?
We just keeping it real.
Why you
I
do
don't
that,
know.
bro?
I need to know what it is. Tell me.
Why you do
I wasn't
that?
there, so I got to hear this.
Who's that? What?
Hey,
Novice Golden Gloves, bro. Novice Golden
This
Gloves.
was Canelo was.
Hold on. I gotta sit down for this.
He knew he was doing. He was waiting on that one to come up, bro. He was waiting on that one to come up.
Alright.
Tell us what happened. 'Cause
Man.
I wasn't there.
Okay, so what tournament is this?
Golden Gloves.
East Texas, right?
He
If I
tested
remember
Golden
correctly.
Gloves. Yes, I was a novice.
Okay.
Okay, after weigh-in, we went and ate Kentucky. So I ate like 6 pieces of chicken, some mashed potatoes, a cake.
Man.
I didn't know that was my first Golden Glove. I didn't know I was gonna fight the next 45 minutes. So I shit about 2 times. So I got in the ring. I still had the shit, all the food I ate.
Yeah.
Did you wipe your ass around?
Wait.
Shut up. So listen, I got. We fought hard. Like second round. Like middle second round, I threw a jab and shit on myself.
You laced up the fight.
I had tight draws. I had tight draws on so it come out. But I threw that jab and shit.
Hey, John, did I ever tell you about this?
Yeah.
It must have been a strong jab.
It was. Cause I was holding, as I was fighting, I was holding my stomach and that shit. So I threw that jab, bro, and it all just came out.
Bam.
Wait,
Man.
did you?
He was waiting on that too. That's why.
Did you finish?
Like I thought, like
Did you feel it when it happened?
Hell yeah.
Because I was at ringside and we didn't hear it.
I felt it dripped down my leg.
The ref should have stopped.
Wait,
No.
What round was this?
Second round.
Oh, you said it right.
Ooh.
John said he sat on the stool. So he had to sit on the stool like.
What I want to know is the rep didn't see shit dripping down his leg.
Nah, I had tight draws on.
And the cup.
You fought the third round?
Huh?
You fought the third round, yeah.
Shit ain't smelling now.
Did you hang those shorts on your wall?
Nah, y'all
When
know what I
Mylo
did?
goes pro, we gonna put those drawers in the shadow box.
Y'all wanna know what I did?
I
When I went to the restaurant, I got my shirt.
Wiped his ass in his shirt? Classic.
I can recall my brother, first time doing this, trying to make something happen. He makes the contact with.
Epic fail.
We went.
Pat fucked up.
Hey, look.
Pat fucked up.
I hopped in the truck with my wife, Elias, Mylo. Who else was with us?
Just us.
It was just us.
Yes.
So we drive freaking
10 hours.
10 hours all the way to Colorado Springs. We're supposed to have sparring set up and everything.
Yep.
We show up, the dude stops answering the phone. Long story short, we had to go all the way back home. Well, then you start talking to
The manager.
the manager
Dan.
again about, he's like, we're running the camp,
Yes.
but you got to pay to be in that camp.
Correct. I made the contact, I made the connection. It didn't go according to plan. And so we get back in Texas, but driving back home, we started negotiating, like I mentioned, just a time to send Mylo out there to actually work with his camp. When we got back home, and like I said, we negotiated everything from a camp perspective with pricing and all to send Mylo back out there.
So he charged to just be in camp.
$3,500.
Technically it was 68, but he gave me a deal. They were supposed to get chirotherapy, they were supposed to get massages, they were supposed to get strength and conditioning.
And let me tell this part.
And an Airbnb.
Wait, let Mylo tell me, because he
But
experienced
talk about
it.
when you went back out there, did you fly?
Okay. When I went back out there, I flew, right? Let me tell y'all about this.
Tell me
Yeah.
about this.
They say, okay, we gonna have y'all in an Airbnb. We have a top nutrition. We gonna have y'all doing chiropractor, man. What they call it, water aerobics.
Yeah.
Man, they said we would go have like what?
Yoga.
Yoga, 4 meals a day.
4 meals a day.
Man, we was in this granny house with 2 blow-up matches with rats in there. We had 2 meals a day.
What was the food?
From Walmart.
What was it?
Something
Rotisserie chicken.
Rotisserie chicken that I can buy.
And then
And some some greens.
So
We had to buy our own breakfast down there.
So
Our own breakfast. So
Whipping it up.
see,
So what, so-
Well, I want John, who did you make friends with down there in the room? Rat
Man,
Rat
wait. So you get over there and you're like, man, this is not what they told us.
Bro, yeah. So see, I wouldn't expect to do it like this, so I couldn't put him on game that fast because we right there in front of the dude. So he say, okay, where the money? I said, oh, I gave you $1,000, and then I gave him $500, so I gave him $1,500, right?
Okay.
So I kept extending the day back and back and back, and like I didn't have the money until he actually took us to do something. I don't want to say the rest, because man, he was a bad business. He was a bad business partner.
Bad business partner. So did you get any like good sparring in though with? Because obviously the reason you was there. Because that was the top
and that
athlete.
nigga using 14s, and we gotta use 16-ounce gloves.
And they didn't let you put on 14s too.
Nah.
We never knew they were using them.
I heard that John said something about them 14 gloves.
Yeah, cause I had left.
And they went into doghouse after that.
Doghouse mode.
They went into the doghouse after that. How many minutes, John?
10 that last one.
10 minutes fucking doghouse.
6 3-minute
Oh
rounds
my
before
God.
I wouldn't even laugh.
Shout out to John for going doghouse 10 minutes with one of the best in the nation,
3-minute
man.
rounds with 2
Man,
of the boys.
that had to be rough. So that was a bad story, obviously, but we don't end all them notes because again, there's a story behind everything that we're doing. It's a success, you know. So that was 1 to 10. I say it was a failure.
But the next one though,
We'll get to
it was epic. Oh my God.
So my brother's like, well, I'm not giving up. You know, I got to make up for this. Because, you know, he had good intentions the whole time. He's trying to make it happen. He didn't expect for things to turn out like that. And, you know, when you're looking at a guy who's elite status and has made it really far, you assume that he got good management behind him. He got good business people behind him. You know, there's like, oh yeah, I should mess with them. And, you know, obviously got to where they got because they got, but, you know, that's not always the case. So, like, you know, big warning to people out there, you know, in the fight community, in the fight world, you know what I mean? Just because some person comes out pristine, it doesn't mean, like, everything behind them, you know, is square business. It's not. So, you know, do your homework, take your time, make some connections, build rapport, and all of that good stuff. But anyways, so my brother's like, you know, I gotta make up for this. We gotta make this happen. So, you reach out to who?
Johnny Mansour's team. Shout out to
Shout
Johnny
out to
Mansour.
Shout
So
out to
All
the
love
boy.
there.
Why did you reach out to him? Why him? Why him?
Well, here's how that went. So in between then, Mylo was back and forth with his training after the whole event on what we just discussed, and the kid who actually beat Mylo was making his way through the qualifiers, right?
The qualifiers. No, at this point it was the trials.
The trials.
Yeah.
So he's making his way through the trials, and he's knocking them out. He's going through the ring, and I'm following the fights while I'm at work, watching them on my phone, all that. And I come across this kid, and I was like, okay. I was like, interesting. And the first round, you could say however you want. Second round, the kid who I later
who's he
discovered
fighting?
was Johnny Mansour.
Who's he fighting?
Troy Nash. So Johnny Mansour in the second round gets a clean knockdown on top of the dome. Your boy Troy rolls on the ground, talking about ass and feet, legs crossed, like some Devin Haney shit against Ryan. And he gets up, but obviously he's a little more, I guess, stagnant or a little more cautious. And Johnny Mansour has some fast hands, quick, throw speed. That's why I guess they call him Johnny Magic Mansour. But Troy Nash did start to, fight back, start to make it close towards the third round. We could all say what we want on opinions. I view it one way and I thought should have won, and a lot of people other do, especially when I was going through them Instagram comments. But end of the day, I was like, okay, well, man, I thought what it was in my opinion. So I decided to reach out to Johnny's team and just throw a DM on Instagram. And in spite of the cloud and how many followers and just base that Johnny Mansour had at the amateur level, he was kind enough to read my message, communicate with me, speak with me, speak about future sparring, speak about just linking up with his camp. Come to find out, as we message each other and we're exchanging contact information and going out there for possible sparring. And he's in San Diego, California, by the way. We're in the Dallas area. He links me up with his coach. We set up some dates, but he has a pro debut coming up on Top Rank with ESPN. And we're like, hey, we'd love to go out there and support you for your first fight. I know you may not be sparring that weekend, but we want to work with your team. Shout out to Bomb Squad Academy and Coach Berlin. And me and Mylo and Coach Berlin and Johnny Mansour's team, we planned a date.
So he said, sure, come out here.
Yeah, he said, come out here. All professionalism, appreciated the kind words, all professional. Nothing like the last experience. Of course.
So he said, come out here, and you're like, okay, Mylo, let's go out here. But as y'all planned that, is there still some concerns like, man, I don't know, because the last time.
Yep. We went to the airport, so we got off the plane, right? We got our little hoopty, the rental car we had.
Nissan Versa, shout out to Turo. I don't need a break.
Okay. What we do when friends went there?
Well,
we went to their gym. They didn't show up. I thought they supposed to have been there.
So you were like, oh man, not again.
I sparred this pro. He was 2-0, 2 knockouts. Bro, if y'all ain't never saw nobody break somebody down like a tree branch, I broke him down like a tree branch.
Homeboy was 6 feet tall?
6'1".
6'1".
So it started off with him responding to an actual DM.
Yes.
You went out on a limb, you're like, shit, what's the worst that could happen? Like, he ignored my message, he answered your message. He happened to answer your message. So, like, for all our upcoming, I just want to spend time on that real quick because, like, a lot of people's afraid to take the risk. Like, I see a lot of people that they want shit to fall in their lap. They want things to actually happen. They don't want to actually take the risk to reach out to people. He actually is reaching out to people. Not everybody answers. Like, I've been in sales my whole life, and the name of the game is just like trying to find a date back in the day, right? You get 1,000 no's, but 2 yeses, right?
He don't get no.
Not everything.
But he don't even get no.
So that was one of those things, but it worked out. He answered, said, sure, come out. You basically say you're supporting him on his pro debut.
Yep.
Y'all show up to the airport, meet at the gym, and you get to spar a pro right off the bat.
It was some great work.
Coach Berlin set it all up. They were, of course, still closing out camp and getting ready for Johnny's fight the next day, but he definitely looked out by getting us sparring. You're talking about fresh off the plane straight to
The gym.
Did you do?
Squad
Did you
Bomb
do?
Squad, the best gym that's out there. They dedicated out there.
Did you do better than you expected? Like, did you think it was going to be hard out with a pro at that level, or?
No, because I've been sparring Frank Martin.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that.
For giving the opportunity.
We're gonna talk about that. I want to talk about that.
Nah, it wasn't as hard, but
I want to rewind on that though.
Wait.
Because this is good though. We get there and Coach Berlin sets it up saying I got some guys coming from Tucson. They're in town because they had a tournament that Saturday. And we're, okay, well, who are we sparring? And then we're like, oh, the kid is 2-0 as a pro. He has 180-something fights. He's 6'1". Me and Mylo are outside the gym looking at each other.
I was like, what did I do to with my big old mouth?
I do call my brother, and I'm like, then I call, hey, man, this guy. He's 6'1".
Wait, you called me?
Yeah, I called
you. Called me? Okay.
And then I told Mylo, it's okay, man. I've been sparring Frank Martin. You got this. Frank Martin the ghost, you know? Trying to hype him up and make him
Wait,
feel
so
better.
was he nervous?
We're outside. We're right outside Bomb Squad. We're looking
So
at
you
each
walk
other.
outside and you call me? That's
And then
what
I'm
you
like,
did?
I remember FaceTiming my son too, like, hey buddy, deflecting. Then we go back to calling Josh, and then Milo's like, it's okay.
I didn't know you had walked outside.
Yeah, well, a few times.
So you had just found out about the
yeah,
record.
when we found out who we were getting, and then we're like, it's okay. And Milo's like, I'm really just tripping. And then, you know, first, here's another thing. I'll be honest, I could get better at wrapping hands, hitting mitts. I don't do that. I'm managed. So, shout out to It's Rico, you know, at Bomb Squad Academy. Help warm up Mylo, hit mitts, get him prepped, hit the bag, all that. And from there,
We got in the ring. Man, it was easier than what I thought. I mean, it wasn't hard as I thought. It was easier.
Yeah.
It's like
how'd you have success against the pro with 2-0 and 180 plus fights?
my footwork, skill level, everything was better than his.
You think the fact that you had been sparring Frank Martin, like, did that cross your mind? Like, well, wait a minute, I've been sparring Frank Martin.
Yeah, it did. Like, when I got in the ring, it boosted my confidence up like a little more. Coming Frank.
Yeah.
But I was like, Frank ain't this tall though.
Okay, so that went
That went well. That went well.
The next day.
Well, before we get there though, let's close out that night. So, you know, I'm in my mind too. I'm like, oh, thank God, like everything went well. We actually met the resource.
I know he called me. I was in here working with. I forgot.
We had good sparring. We got to link up with, like I said, Rico set everything up with Coach Berlin. I'm like, okay, things are good. We got Johnny's fight tomorrow, and so we were like, okay, we got to find a hotel. And we were supposed to get on, a good family friend we grew up with, this podcast out there in Corona Hills. But he got sick or whatever, and we drove into Orange County. And Milo's driving through the mountains and hills at nighttime. He just tells me, I can't see. What the fuck do you mean you can't see? You don't know anybody in California, how hills and mountains and the road, and we're getting on toes. The guy from Turtle's probably going to get a toll bill in the mail. But, you know, we...
Shout out to him if he sees this.
Milo paid and fixed it, bro. But we crashed out at a little crackhead motel. Right, the shittiest La Quinta in Newport Beach. Charge it. Milo's like, how many charge it? I paid $95. You know, but it was still pretty shitty.
I paid $148
The next day. But you know, we finally get some rest. The hotel smelled like shit.
It did, bro.
It did. But next to little Hooters off the 5 if you ever in City or in Orange County. But we pack it up. We finally get us some rest. And I kid you not, from the moment we get there, it's like work. No rest, no time to really do anything. Couldn't even get some beach time in, you know.
Right.
And you know, that night, you know, I was supposed to meet up with, you know, Coach Berlin, but you know, he was with the family and closing up things. I was like, okay, we'll meet up the next day. And let's get into Saturday. So Mylo had actually reached out to Maurice Hooker's team. Shout out to Maurice.
Shout out to Maurice.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Maurice.
Yeah,
And that was a great score.
Yeah.
But I don't appreciate how you beat me up, though.
He knew we were going out there from the moment we were going out there. So
How you know y'all going out there?
How did that happen, Mylo?
How did that happen? Oh, shout out to head coach Bird. He set it up because, you know, he know him as family, something like that.
Oh, got it.
So he told me that Maurice Hooker was out there. So I texted him.
You have Maurice Hooker's number or what? You already have his number?
Yeah, I already got his number.
Oh, for real?
So I told him I'm going down there and watch the fight. He said, okay, bet, I'm going too. I said, can we link up when I touch down? He said, yeah. So I said, okay, bet.
How did the sparring session go?
Well,
Well, you sparred more than one person,
Yes.
right?
I sparred two.
Shout out to Soli Romero, I believe it
Who you
is.
sparred first, Maurice or the other guy?
Maurice.
How'd that go?
Okay. Say that detail.
Did we
First
start
round-
Soli first or Maurice? Maurice, okay.
First round, I did good, you know. He ain't like my shifting and cutting angles. He ain't like that, okay. Second round, he crunched it up some more.
And
Third round, he just beat the dog shit out of me.
technically, I'm working this corner. And like I said, I don't coach. I do got a coach book though, you know. But I'm calling my brother on AirPod on like, what should I tell the guy? What should I tell So I do. He's calling out. I'm in my earpiece listening, trying to call out, telling Mylo what to do. But then Maurice starts getting like, watch this, uppercut, bam, watch this,
So he
left hook, bam, watch this. Here goes the jab. And Milo's like this. I'm like, get out the corner, Mylo. Milo's like,
Wait a minute. He said, watch this. Uppercut, watch this.
oh, he's doing it to the other cat too,
He was
bro.
calling out what he was about to do
watch
before
this.
he did it.
Uppercut, bah! I'm like,
And then were they connecting when he'd say it?
oh, bro, yes. Maybe a split second later.
I was in the corner like this.
Wait a minute. So he would say, watch
He
this
goes,
uppercut.
He goes, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna bait him with a jab.
And
Uppercut.
so he told you what he was gonna throw and it still hit.
Yeah, and I'm on the ropes like, I'm in the corner like, I'm like, bah! And then he beats the shit out of Mylo. He beats the shit out of the other dude, which the other dude was a pro too. You know, the other dude was what, 8-0 or no, 6-2.
No, he was 10-2.
10-2. And Mylo had success against him. You know,
That was some great work right there.
honestly,
That was some great
it
work.
was great work, but Mylo did great. And shout out to Soli. You know, he actually has a fight coming up on the 1st in Tijuana. Good luck on that, champ. But great work. You know, networked with him as well. And
So complete opposite of Colorado Springs experience so
Completely.
far. Getting great
Complete
sparring,
opposite.
great sparring, and then that night you go to the fight.
I want
right?
to touch on something real quick.
Oh, God.
Look, check this out. I remember some things he said that I was right next to Mylo that stood out, and he was saying, look, one thing he said that stood out to me too was like, keep your team tight, your team around you, the people that are with you from the beginning, that are still with you now, that are going to be there for you. Because he mentioned when he went pro and he got hurt, his team didn't take care of him that he was with at that time.
Yeah, they left him.
And left him. And he said if it wasn't for successful business ventures he made, he would have been down and out. Now he's barely getting back to fighting, going pro again. And like I said, June 1st, TJ he fights again in pro. But you know, shout out to his
That's
camp.
good advice. That's
But
good advice.
good advice to somebody
There's
that's
a lot of sharks. There's a lot
trying
of
to
snakes.
rush through
Yeah.
the amateurs to go straight pro.
Yeah, we ain't trying to rush.
I
the
ain't
process.
rushing.
We ain't trying to
You
rush
know.
the process.
But we had an adventure
So
out there.
yeah,
Shit.
so
okay.
we get some good food. He didn't like it, and then we're like, okay, let's head to the fight. I'm texting Coach Berlin like, hey, are we gonna be able to link up with Johnny before the fight? And he's like, I don't know, you know, because he's prepping him up. And I go, well, can we go meet him in the locker room and greet him before the fight? He's like, I don't know, let me find out. So right there, me and Mylo are like,
Damn,
we ain't met Johnny. We ain't met Johnny once since we been out there. Although you know his
Although
team-
you got good work.
his team
Yeah.
hooked it up. We've been on, and I was thinking in my head, I was like, look, Mylo and Spide. I remember telling him when we got in there, and we were sitting down. I go, look, if we don't get to link up with Johnny's team at least, or Johnny himself, I go, at least we still got to accomplish some great.
Got
things.
some good work. Yeah.
So we start walking in there, and we feeling good. We taking little pictures of the Navarrete fight and the guy from the Ukraine he fought that took a strap. I don't remember.
You lost
his name.
that one, right?
You lost that one.
Yeah.
And we're walking in there, and we walk into the media area, and they didn't even check my tickets. And at first I'm like,
Why'd you walk into the media area?
I just
Pat being Pat.
Well,
He thinks he can always get
it was
away with
just
shit
a
like that.
sign.
Everywhere we go, bro.
And when we walk
He's
in,
like, oh, it's all good.
I ain't gonna lie. At first I'm like, ooh, Johnny Mansour's. You're a piece of shit.
He did. But they never could have walked in the back there.
Oh, and they're like trying to get. I
You
guess
know what? That
contact
don't
his people.
surprise me,
They
bro.
trying to contact his people, and I'm like, no, never mind. It's all good. It's all good. So
That don't surprise
I go,
me,
Mylo, let's
man.
just find our seats. Then Coach Berlin texted me, and he's like, look, they said we can't have more than 4 people in the back room. It's a no-go, but we'll meet up after the fight. I was like, damn. So we're to our seats, and we're like, look, we got good
They
seats.
got no idea what you just tried to pull.
We got good seats, you know, and you know, we're watching some of the fights before Johnny comes on. I text his brother Joey trying to ask, like, hey, you know, and Joey's like, yeah, we'll meet. Don't worry, man, don't worry. And me and Mike were like, fuck, we just flew all the way out. Whatever, we're saying stuff to ourselves in our heads, you know.
Colorado game.
So-
You can't help it because of the past
Some words
experience.
probably Lucas said to go bear on the game last night, but you know, words you have to read your lips on, but you know, we're like, damn. And then sure enough, you know, Johnny comes out, fight starts. I'm telling you, that boy had the whole city behind him like a Jeezy.
So that well,
did he not?
He did.
Well, I mean, that's his city, right?
That-
Yeah, when he came out,
That
everything
boy had-
turned red.
Bro, he shut
Everybody
that
stand up,
arena
Johnny
down,
Mansour.
bro.
Damn, he wasn't even the main event.
No,
No,
bro.
It's like it was the main. Everybody left after his fight.
Was he the co-main event?
No, he was probably. I don't know what bout he was, but it wasn't. The
Damn, and it was like that.
Bro, he shut that city down. Like Jeezy, that boy put on for his city. And Milo's like, go Johnny! And I'm like,
He had a sign and everything.
And I'm like, okay, fanboy. You know what I'm saying? I
You gotta make it.
I'm like, go Johnny, you know, whatever. But
Yeah, you want to do that again?
yeah, go John. You know, well, homeboy, bro, put on a fucking spectacular performance, did he not? Homeboy's like, you hit me, can't get me, ooh, you know. spectacular performance, and I'm
Okay.
like, me and Mylo are like, damn, you know, the homeboy has fast hands.
Okay.
So we walked outside.
And
We walked outside, right?
After the fight.
after the fight,
Yeah, after the fight, we walked outside.
well, no, we ran into Rico in the hallway.
Oh, we ran to Rico.
Shout out to Rico again.
Yeah.
And Rico's like, hey man, I'm like, hey.
Because y'all had already seen him,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then on Friday, and Rico's like, no man, he goes, yeah, everything's good, trust me. I go, yeah. I go, well, Joey told me we were all gonna, everybody's meeting at Johnny's house. He goes, yeah. He's like, just go. I was like,
Bro,
me,
I
I'm some
said-
motherfucker, so we ain't gonna be like, I ain't rolling up to no one's crib without permission. You know, that's like smash on sight. And then he's like, no, trust me. Here's the address. It's like, well, can you tell?
You gave us somebody had
I
you without
said,
them
I
too.
said,
Without them knowing?
well, the whole team knew everybody was going.
But they didn't know you was
Well,
going.
well, check this out. Berlin had been saying, yes, we're going to meet up. Joey, his brother, said we're going to meet up. But I was like, Rico, can you at least, like, tell him that, you know, we're going
This is coming from the guy. Wait a minute.
You
This
know?
is coming from the guy who just tried to enter the media entrance, talking about we on Johnny's
Hey,
team.
look, trying to learn the game as a manager, ain't nobody going to show you the game. You know, I first started off doing security gigs.
So you mean to tell me you can't call Eddie Hearn right now and say,
Not right
show
now.
me the ropes?
And nobody will give you the game. The first person that tried to actually give me the game was Brittany Gossett, Joe Gossett's niece, through TBG Promotions. So that's what made me want to get into it pre-COVID. But anyway, you know, Rico's like, here's the address, blah, blah, blah.
So we walked outside.
And we walk outside, and then we're...
I'm cussing and fussing.
And
Why?
I'm like,
We're not-
man, these bitch ass niggas made us come down here, bro, and we still ain't saw them, bro.
He's having Colorado flashbacks.
Yeah, bro. Oh, bro. I'm like, bro.
Fuck you, Pat. I'm done with you.
I'm gonna
We
block
ain't
that
friends no
nigga.
more. We ain't
I'm blocking
friends.
everybody.
We ain't
Okay,
friends no
so
more.
when we get halfway to the car, he sent us the
I get a text, shout out to his
Who
brother
sent you
Joe.
the? Who sent you the?
His
flyer?
brother.
Shout out to his brother Joe.
He sent it straight to you?
Yes. Beautiful flyer with Johnny on it like this. Hey, party at the Mansour residence. I'm like, hell yeah, I got invited. I call my brother, hey, we going to the Mansour mansion. He's like, what do you mean? Why would they just invite you? I go, because we came from Dallas, motherfucker. And we're like, okay. All right. And then we're driving back. We want to go to the hotel to get our chargers. And our phones were
Wait,
like,
y'all changed?
at
Oh,
nothing-
y'all already
our
were.
phones were like at nothing %. And then they're like, well, everybody's meeting at 8. So we're like, well, let's go to the hotel and charge our phones.
I did 100.
He told y'all to come back.
Yes.
Yes.
But parking, when we actually get to the very front, because we can't leave our car certain place on
They
the
said
outside,
$40.
something like that, we're like, fuck that. I go, let's just go get a charger. And we drive to Walmart on the opposite side of San Diego. Mylo finds out how much chargers are. I said, wait, there's one for $9. We get
Okay.
the charger, and then we're like, okay, well shit, let's head there. Mind you, we're in a Nissan Versa. You know what I'm saying? These
He
are all,
lives in the hills?
He lives in the
Yes.
hills. Our car probably barely wanted to make it up.
It's
there.
puttering up the
Okay.
hill.
Puttering up the hill.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, as we're getting there, you know, we're all feeling good, like hell yeah, we got invited. You know what I'm saying? We gonna finally link up with Johnny and his team. And we get there, we start to get there, and you talking about foreigns all in.
Okay, let's say it.
Go.
On our side, it was, you know, it's a two-side street. On this side, left side, it was Lamborghini, Cybertruck,
Beamers.
AMG Benz. On this side with us, we parked way at the back. Like,
Nobody wanted to see the Versa, that's what I had a plan.
we parked so far from here, hell, we had to walk. We almost got hit. I'm telling you, bro, they had Teslas out there. They had Mercedes trucks. Then you walk inside, they have like a car.
So was you able to just walk in? Did you knock on the door?
no, we had just walked in.
So we walking in, and Milo's like, tell Rico to
Nobody was like, who the fuck are you?
And well, everybody was showing
Nah,
up.
they was
I'm
looking
talking
at
about everybody was showing
He
up.
looked like he one of them. they looked at me like, what
Who the hell-
the fuck is he doing
Yeah.
here?
So we walking in, and you know, like I said, gated house community up in the hills, and you know, we walk in, and you know, Milo's like, tell Rico. And I was like, no, let's just walk in, we got invited. And Rico's like, just walk in. He's like, man, they know. And I'm like, okay. And Johnny's mama greets us, all love, thanking us for coming. We're shaking hands and everything. And I walk in, I'm like, damn.
So was they partying off the rip when you walked in?
Not yet.
But you're talking
That
about
was more chill.
a
Just
very packed house, you know, as we were there though. Like, people weren't partying yet. You talking about, you know,
The finest urban women's I ever seen.
But
I ain't never seen man fine.
you ain't never been to
urban in
Alamir?
one house. No.
You ain't been to Alamir and Addison?
No,
What?
this was in one house.
You
It
know what
was
I'm saying?
in one house. I'm telling you, like, that was beautiful.
it was beautiful Arabic
Fit.
women. Yes.
I don't want to do too much on the camera. That was one.
But you know, we get there, and you know, we start shaking hands, meeting his team, and right honestly, when we walk in after his mother greeted us, you know, Johnny's there. And Johnny's like, oh, hey. And they're like, hey, these are the guys that came from Dallas to see you. And nothing but hospitality from there.
They thought we was there. They want to take
They
pictures.
were more than thankful that we came out from Dallas. They treated us royalty. I will say that. Again, shout out to Mansour and all the hospitality. I'm going to send you some Gabor gloves with our brand Gabor, you know, just in appreciation. But, you know, we start just chopping up with Johnny Mansour, his brother Joey. A lot of people at the fight started showing up.
So when did it start popping?
Hey,
I want to say, what,
it's
9
going
o'clock?
popping.
9 o'clock? And I see, and they go, yeah, get drinks. I'm talking about open bar. I said, you don't tell me to. You know what I'm saying? It's packed.
It's a pack.
I'm in line.
He'd be like, what do you mean I gotta pay for this?
And well, then the guy had a tip jar. Milo's like, they tipping that man 20s and
They
100s.
tipped him $20. I'm like, what?
I'm like, no. But, you know, I'm standing in line for a drink. Milo don't drink, so I said, well, I do. So I go and I get in line, I wait for drinks. I was like, let me get a Henny and Cola. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you got to the Henny and
That was
Cola?
my first one, that Henny. And then, you know, we run into Rico, right? After chopping up with Mansour for a little bit. And Rico and Milo start just chopping it up. We're just thanking everybody for, you know, inviting us there. And then, you know, more people start showing up. And Milo's like, I'm hungry. Tell him what you ate, Milo. 'Cause Milo was all
I don't
like,
know what the hell I ate, but it was good.
Milo was all like,
Man, I was
like,
scared. I was
he
scared.
was
I was nervous. I was scared.
he's scared.
And bro, everywhere I walk, they looking at me. I'm
Why?
like, bro, 'cause I was black.
Well, it's a fight party, like, right?
Bro,
It was all family
bro,
and
they
friends.
said they don't miss nobody but family,
Yes.
but they invited
For real?
us there. Bro, they all look at me like this. I walk by like this.
So I'm like, let me get straight to it, you know. I'm like, I get me drinks. Shout out to Queen Hookah, Queen Hookah in San Diego.
They have some hookah out
They have
there?
their own hookah services,
Has that
like delivery hookah service.
So he got
set up
drunk?
everything. So Queen Hookah, shout out to them in San Diego. They're hosting the whole hookah setups, and you know, I'm like, well, shit, I'm gonna go talk to Johnny's people, his cousins and brothers, and I'm smoking hookah with them, and we're just, you know, exchanging contacts, Instagrams, all that stuff, and I'm like, man, just enjoying myself and drinking, and Milo's like, I'm hungry. So me and Rico's like, go get a plate. And finally he's like, come on, I'll go with you. And then Rico goes, and I dip off. I'm like, I ain't going to get a plate. And I remember my brother, I tell him what's going on. I call him, he's like, don't leave Milo. And I go, man, he good, he with Rico, you know. And
I be trying to take care of my own
and
big shit.
me, I'm like,
It's the truth.
I'm having a
man.
blast.
My wife was like, make sure you watch. My wife was like, make sure the pets watching Milo. I'm like,
bro,
oh, man.
I'm having a blast, you know.
Yeah,
I'm like, these like my other people, you know, feel me? And you know, hitting the hookah with the ladies, like, you know what I'm saying? Drinking Hennessy and Cola, I'm like, I'm done with that. It's like, it's
Like, he was,
yeah. I'm
it's like the caterpillar off Alice in Wonderland.
and I remember one of the women comes up to me and she's like, how many hookahs are left? There was 2. She's like, oh, you take it. I was like, no. I'm like, girl, come on. And she's like, you sure?
It's like,
'Cause,
no,
you know,
girl, come
in
on.
certain culture, you know, hospitality first towards the man. And I'm like, no, yeah, I have polite and manners to a certain extent. but you know, I was like, no. So I helped carry the hookah to that table, and she carried my beer for me, and we're drinking and smoking hookah, and then the music started.
Hey, did you text that woman?
We'll get into that, which is was a good contact. But you know, we're partying. The music starts coming on, and the DJ was there. Let me not leave out the DJ. The DJ spitting out everything like,
So
you know
it's
what I'm saying?
hit music, right?
Everything. But then some Arabic music comes on, and Milo's like, what? And it's like, da, 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 da. And I'm already drunk. I'm on like, I think I'm on.
So you're like, what?
Number 2? Hell yeah! They get the crowd, and they lift Johnny up on his shoulder, their
Damn.
shoulders, and Johnny's like this in the air, throwing combos and
Oh,
everything,
shit.
and everybody's
He's throwing
recording
combos in midair?
In midair.
No gravity.
No gravity. And I'm like, whoa! And everybody's like, and I'm in the circle. You're like, and then you know,
like that.
and then Milo's like, man, it's music. But then the group of women grab Milo like this, and they're like,
And we all like that, like
He
I'm
all
It was like a whole group.
okay.
And it's just you and all the women?
Man,
Or there's some men in there too?
No, it was like a whole group with us.
And they pulled you in there?
Yep.
Oh, my
Cause I was to the side dancing with Rico like this.
Oh.
And they gonna see me. And you know they gonna spot me.
Yeah.
No, I'm like this. I'm in the back going a little like this.
How long was you doing that for? How many songs?
Quite a song.
No, two.
2 songs. Damn.
And then I'm hammered, you know, and I'm just like, and it was good vibes, and so the night's going well, you know, and then you know,
I met the finest, probably old youngest woman ever.
You remember her name?
The Mint Queen.
Oh man.
Shout out to the Mint Queen.
Woo!
Shout out to the Mint Queen. I will say,
The Mick Queen.
The
Mick Queen.
The actual Mick.
Very kind,
Mick Queen. Obviously great on Creed 3.
Yes, Mick Queen.
She was there at the
She
party.
was there.
Yes.
You know, definitely supporting Johnny as well because Johnny worked with her as well on several occasions. But showed us nothing but love. Very kind. Treated us really good. Didn't act any better than anybody at that celebrity status. So shout out to the Mick Queen. Definitely let us know how to get in touch with her for setting up Mick's work with Mylo.
Nice.
But after that, you know, the night's going well. You know, we're all Instagram, you know, like, look at this man.
So wait a minute.
Shout out to Johnny.
Pat told me, he goes, when I go out there, I just want to get as much pictures as I can with my fist up. With important people.
Hey, so
that's
you know
what you got to do,
Selfie
right?
number one with the well, Johnny first.
How many pictures did you get with your fist up with important people? How many?
Okay, let's see. Well, Bomb Squad Academy, the pro. One. Camacho, I think his name was. Two. Maurice Hooker.
3.
And Soli.
4.
The Mick Queen.
5.
And then Richard Torres shows up. Shout out to Richard Torres.
Shout out to Richard Torres.
Richard Torres, cool dude, man. Honestly, has a joking personality like us.
So you got your fist in there 6 times.
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't it.
I know that ain't it.
And Richard Torres shows up, and I'm drunk as fuck. I'm like, hey, Richard. I'm like, you gotta be my fighter, Mylo. We flew in from Dallas. So I dragged Mylo over here, not knowing that he goes, I already met this guy. I go, oh, well, alrighty then. And, but he was a cool dude, you know, and so he stayed in the circle chopping up with Mylo and me. But the whole night, on top of Rico, I want to shout out to Julie Gold.
Bro, she came and started talking to us out of nowhere. We didn't know who she was, what she do.
Yeah.
We think she was a random lady.
Yep.
Bro, this lady worked with top rank.
Yes, shout out to Julie Gold. She showed us nothing but love. Made Mylo feel a little more comfortable there as the night went on. Because at first you're like, you know, what are we doing? Me, I'm used to functions like that. Maybe not at that high caliber, but still networking. And I'm like, it'll be fine, Mylo, relax. And I take off. I ain't gonna lie.
Why? Because you was drunk?
I was drunk and I was doing my own thing. I wanted to network, exchanging pictures with your fist up, right? But, you know, and then Rico stays chilling with Mylo, but then Julie comes over and she just smooths everything out, makes us feel more at home. Even though Joey's like, man, make yourself at home. I'm like, yeah, you gotta tell me twice. You know what I'm saying?
Multiple times.
And you know, so Julie comes up and she starts pretty much kicking it with us most of the night. And as we start talking to her, come to find out, she a Dallas girl. You know, shout out to Julie Gold. Yeah, grew up in Dallas. She said she moved to Colorado for her business with Top Rank and all that. And we start talking about experience number 1 when I first, you know, made a crack in this management business. And she happened to know all of them, of course.
Because you left out.
Because of
she Shakur and Crawford.
Well, I was gonna get there. Yeah, Shakur and you know. And,
okay, so
Crawford Puppets.
Yeah, we lost our car too.
Lost your car?
Our car.
For real?
We thought they told it.
Oh yeah, bro. I'm scrambling. It's time for we gotta be at the airport. I'm like, and all our bags were in the back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we find the car. We get to the airport.
Like, dude, where's my door?
Literally.
And so let's talk about what's on the plate. The rest of this year for Mylo. So June 1st, we have
the first amateur fight on the zone. I'm attending that fight.
It's Box Fest.
The Road to Box Fest.
And who's hosting that one?
Shout out to Rashad Rosewood at the Red Owl Boxing Venue.
Okay, so y'all gotta check that out. It's gonna be streamed on the zone.
It's gonna be streamed after all the venues.
Yeah, so
full stream.
Yeah, so normally you don't get amateur, you know, fights like this on a network like the zone. That's huge. You made that happen.
I made that contact.
You reached out to him.
Yeah, because shout out really to in this case Troy Nash's team, because Troy Nash was flying in for a second pro fight to fight his, I don't know the guy's name, but you know he went 2-0, but he was fighting in Houston at the Red Owl event. And I got on the website. I remember calling my brother. I was like, "Hey, homeboy's coming to fight in Houston. Let's check out the fight." And at first he was like, "Well," and then we find out the main card's Eddie Vasquez. My brother happened.
Shout out to Eddie Vasquez.
We've
been down with you from day one.
Yes.
He'll be coming on the show soon. But that'll be some good work. Eddie Vasquez is top notch. So this fight's coming up for Mylo June 1st on the zone. Check it out. Streamed at the Red Owl Boxing. So that's June 1st. That's around
That's next week.
Then I got
next week.
Then I got National
Summer Festival, right?
Summer Festival.
Wichita, Kansas. That's in a few weeks. That's about a month
June
away.
23rd through 29th.
And then from there, it's the road to the Nationals to continue working up the ranks, right? So ultimately, everybody wants to get to that December Nationals, of course. And so that's what the rest of 2004 looked like for Mylo. God willing, 2005, we do the same thing. Go to every national tournament possible, right? Continue fighting the high-profile fights. Stop wasting time with these local events. And then, you know, God willing, turn pro.
And I want to speak
Time
on that.
pro at the end of 2025.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I want to speak on that, though. You know, one thing I try to do for my fighters is, locally, you're only going to get so much competition in front of you. You're going to fight some of the same guys. Me and my brother discussed this. You know, and one thing I try to do is fight outside our LBC. Set aside from the political things that can occur sometimes, but you want to put better competition in front of your fighters, so you see other type of skill level and skill set. And the fight we got this upcoming week is actually the last
the fact that
2024 national champ.
This whole
Next person we're trying to reach out to is Shakur Stevens.
There you go.
Yes.
And we're on the road to do that, Shakur. Like
Shakur and Zaycon.
we want to link up with you, you know, with all due respect, because obviously there's huge respect for what you've accomplished in this game, and you know, it's not overly ambitious to want to connect with those people, right? Because we want to be on the road for greatness. But like I was saying, nothing is just going to actually fall in your lap. Part of fighting this good fight is going out and making the moves, picking up the phone, sliding in people's DMs, showing up to places. You got to do it. You can't just wait around and hope that you just end up in the right place at the right time. You know what I mean? Like, you know, is luck really a thing? I don't know. I'm more so a believer in grace. The grace that you're given, okay, what do you do with it? You gotta make moves, you gotta make stuff happen.
One thing I learned from just doing this managing thing and networking with people, no one's gonna pick up the phone for you but yourself. No one's gonna make a message, email for yourself. And at the worst case, people don't reach back out to you. But
you gotta keep it moving.
Coming back from that trip from San Diego, it only made me, I don't want to hit the brakes at all. I want to continue to find opportunities.
So the goal is obviously the goal for Mylo is to be a world champion one day. Let's just go, you know,
what weight class, Mylo?
It sounds
at 25.
You know, it sounds cliche.
At 125,
it sounds cliche, and it sounds cliche for us to say things. Oh, you're looking at a future world champion. But we ain't just saying that. Like, not only is he putting work in the gym, but getting out there on the road, going from one bad situation to finding the good situation, and it's just going to continue and continue and continue to go this way. So, you know, everybody's putting in more work in more ways than one. So that's how, you know, when people say, oh, you're looking at the future champion, well, why? Because I'm just pure talent, or just because I'm saying that and I believe in myself, or I'm out there and I'm making moves. I'm doing what I got to do and I'm trying to figure it out. That's the story that's really being told here. You know, you want something, it's not cliche to say you got to go out there and you got to make some moves and figure it out. And so that's the goal. Now, one thing I did want to take advantage of in saying to the audience, though, is for guys like this, that comes at a cost. And so we need sponsors.
We do.
You knew where I was going with this.
How can we get a sponsor?
We need some sponsors. We need people to come alongside Mylo, support him, support investing into what they're doing, getting out there on the road.
VMC
sponsor.
Come on, Canelo. Come on, Canelo. That's Canelo's too. Yeah.
Yes, shout out to my boy John, you know what I'm saying? He pushed me to the extreme.
Oh man, you need friends like that too. That's the other thing too, and I don't want to overlook that either, because, you know, I was just having a conversation with Josh, you know, who works here at the gym, JJ's daddy. Shout out to Josh. We were just having a conversation about what it takes to raise children, and I made the comment that, you know, it takes a village to raise children, right? That used to be the traditional way to do it. Like nobody was so arrogant that they believe they could do it all by their goddamn self. Oh, I don't need to bring anybody in my business. And because that's been our mentality over the years, we're so privatized. We're too embarrassed to tell somebody else what we're going through or the trouble our kids getting into, because we think that we could figure it out ourselves. But once upon a time, everybody was in your business. And the reason they was in your business is so they could make sure that people made it. Your household made it, your family made it, because if they did, that had a direct impact on the whole community. And so that doesn't just pertain to children, though. That pertains to like just individuals being successful in general. You gotta have good people around you. You gotta have people to push you. You can't wake up and be like, oh, I could do this by myself, or I could take this on by myself. No, because something that you lack, the other man probably has. You see what I'm saying? Something that you needed, somebody else got it. Something that somebody out there may need, maybe you got it. So we gotta get back to that. People say iron sharpen iron. That can't happen unless you put yourself around iron.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And so shout out to John for being that friend. And shout out to other people out there who have some strength. Man, share it with the world, because that's really, really what you're here for. So the goal is to go pro. The goal is to be a world champion. We need sponsors. So I hope you know, that this resonates with some people out there who heard the story, who heard that not only is Mylo putting in the work, who heard that he got some brother alongside him who's trying to make the connections, who's serious about the business, who's gone through the bad situations and benefited from the good situations. Like, this is a team worth investing in, because we're not just waiting for something to fall in our lap. So I hope there's a sponsor out there that actually hears that. Now, that said, is there anything that you would want to tell the people, Mylo, that are trying to make it in whatever it is, whether it's boxing, whether it's football, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, what would you want to tell them to motivate them based on your story, what you're going through?
Just keep grinding.
Yeah?
Just keep grinding. That's it. Follow your dream.
There you go. So I like to end with...
And don't let nobody tell you what you can't do.
I like to end with this fun little segment of rapid fire questions that we're going to ask Mylo here.
Damn.
And don't take your time answering them. Just answer them as fast as you can. Got it? All right. Who would win in an arm wrestle, you or the person next to you?
Me, of course.
Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Ready? Can I hold on for leverage?
No.
Go. Oh! I just triggered.
Okay, proves that point. Next question. If you could be invisible for a day, what would you do?
If I could be invisible
For one day, what would you do?
Come on.
Skills, because I can't say that.
Okay. What's the funniest dance move you could come up with right now on the spot?
The G.
Let me see. What's an you and I know this one, but what's an awkward text you once sent to the wrong person?
It was Richard. I love you, man. Come on, hand, Yeah, listen.
John's a good wholesome boy.
Hey, look, that's the man who got his work cut out for him. Is gonna be like, damn it, Mylo, I can't keep cleaning up these messes for you, man.
Megan the Stallion, where are you?
Look, sexy red.
No, sexy red. No.
I have a whole song about it.
Hey, well, look, we enjoyed having Mylo on, and you know what? Hopefully, we're keeping it real. We're having fun. We're cutting up, and that's cool. Don't take it too serious. Don't cancel us. But we hope that we motivated you from his actual story, because at the end of the day, yeah, we're a lot of play, but a lot of hard work. Trust me. And so we hope we motivated. We hope we encouraged. Stay tuned. Tell them how they can follow you on social media.
Y'all can follow me at Fast Money Mylo 3X.
Good. Follow him on social media. Tell your people about him. And you know what? Until the next episode, this was The Good Fight. Take care.
Good job. You gotta, when you start to show up, you gotta give me shadow boxing in the ring and my cat boots.